16 and a half after 9 o'clock, and Copy Clutch continues. And we have Phil Mattison from Core Products International in our studio. And good morning, Phil. We're going to talk about backpack injuries.
Backpack injury. You know, the kids are heading back to school.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are wearing backpacks.
Oh, my goodness. I think every kid has a backpack.
I think so.
In fact, I know I've got several just for hunting alone.
Well, yeah, hunting, that's a whole nother story.
Absolutely.
But anyway, these backpacks, they haul school supplies and all kinds of stuff in that, so they're kind of necessary. So you got some interesting information about that.
Did you know over 24,000 kids a year are having back problems that are specifically related to their backpacks?
4,000?
That's a lot of kids, man.
Oh,
That's a lot of
mackerel, I guess.
In fact, chiropractors like Weidlich Chiropractic or Gossel Weidlich Chiropractic, they're treating kids every day.
Wow.
And one of the things they need is a backpackectomy.
A backpack.
Yeah, that's a FDA has a code for that, backpackectomy. You know, and the proper professional to perform a backpackectomy is probably mom.
Yeah, probably.
And so what happens is these kids are putting weight. You know, they've got tons of interests, so they put a lot of stuff in the backpack.
Yeah.
And we don't think about what they're doing. But let's take an example of this. So the studies indicate that kids should carry no more than about 15% of their body weight in their backpack.
Wow.
Well, to give you a perspective of that, 15% of my body weight is about 36 pounds.
Really?
Okay, so now what's that bag of softener salt that you buy at the grocery store? That's what, 30, that's 25, 40 pounds? 40 pounds, I think,
40
right?
pounds, yeah.
40 pounds? So you think about if I'm a child and I'm taking that 40-pound bag of softener salt, hefting it up over my shoulder and throwing it on my back and jumping on the bus and going to the playground, or worse yet, carrying it with just one strap on my shoulder.
Oh boy, yeah.
Well, that's quite a load, you know.
Yes, it is.
So now you take a small, and that's 15%.
Yeah.
Now imagine that I'm carrying 30%. Well, that's a 60-pound pack.
Oh.
You know, we talk about the kids in the Army carrying a 60-pound pack to train.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a load.
Yes,
well, so that's not unusual for a child to be heavily overweight. Let's take a first grade kid. 15% of his body weight, 7 to 8 pounds for a first grader, assuming he's somewhere in the neighborhood of 55 pounds, right?
Yeah.
That's a pretty light pack.
Yeah.
That's a pretty light pack. If you take a middle school kid, 110 pounds, he shouldn't be carrying more than about 15 pounds in his backpack.
Wow.
Well, it doesn't take long to get to 15 pounds.
Oh, no. No, a few textbooks alone will
And I
get
bet
up there
you'd
in a
be
hurry.
surprised if you took your favorite briefcase and weighed it.
Oh, yeah. I don't even want to think about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So how should you properly carry the backpack? First off, the backpack should have a nice wide shoulder strap.
Wide.
Nice wide shoulder strap, so you get that over a wide area. You should make sure that it's loaded properly. Loading the backpack so that the heaviest items are closest to the back and the lightest items are furthest from the back. So this is a lever, right? Just so the center of the lever, the fulcrum, is the spine. And as we load that backpack, if the heavier items are closer to the fulcrum or closer to the spine, you'll carry them better than you will if the heaviest items are on the outside of the backpack.
Sure.
So if your sweatshirt's on the inside and your heavy book is on the outside, you're putting dramatically more stress on the spine than you are if the book was to the inside. So teaching the kids how to load their backpack, heaviest items in close, tighten the backpack so the entire load is as close to the body as possible. And I think that'll make a big difference. The other thing we have at Core Products, and you can see our website at coreproducts.com, we have a lumbar support that can be attached to the bottom of any backpack. Now what this does is this allows some portion of the weight of the backpack to be transferred from the shoulders and onto the top of the hip.
Oh.
And so instead of the child having to slouch forward to carry the heavy backpack, they can stand more upright. It allows that some of that weight is actually resting on top of the hip in the small of the back.
Yeah.
And if the pack is loaded properly and pulled in tight and snug, they'll have a dramatically easier time. Of course, this all assumes that mom has helped with that backpackectomy and that she's reduced the weight of that pack and they're only carrying the essential items in the pack.
That would be the key thing, is essential items, because I'm sure they dump a lot of stuff in there that isn't really essential.
Well, and of course, the older and heavier that the kids get,
Oh,
they can carry a little more weight. But the older and heavier that the kids get, the amount of things that they're required to carry just to do their schoolwork alone
Yep.
increases.
Yeah, it sure
So they're
does.
going to carry bigger and more books.
I noticed a note here. You said this lumbar cushion is that something that that it takes a doctor or a chiropractor to prescribe, or can we just have one of
So
those?
you can buy that right off our website at coreproducts.com.
Okay.
You search lumbar cushion, or you can talk to the people at Gosso Wildlich Chiropractic or Chet Johnson Drug and ask them if they have the device that attaches to the backpack
Sure.
from Core Products. And it's just real simple. It straps onto the base of the backpack,
Okay.
and then it's adjustable, and so you can adjust how firm it is so it rides perfectly on the small of
All
the
right.
back, and it'll make a big difference.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is making sure that we keep the backpacks light and think about that.
Is this lumbar cushion an expensive item?
No, this is a very inexpensive item, less than $20.
No
and,
kidding.
and it'll fit on from one backpack to the next to the next. You know, as the kids grow, they're going to carry a different size backpack
Sure.
too, right?
But this will continue to grow with it.
That's right. And
Wow.
they can move it to something they're hunting with or using for sporting if they're going on a big trip.
Yeah.
You know, the other thing is if they have a backpack that has the straps around the waist, which you don't normally see in a book bag style
Yeah,
backpack,
that's true.
but in a backpacker's backpack, you would always have the strap that goes around the waist
Yeah.
and ties it into the hip so that you take some of that weight onto the hip and
Sure.
off of the shoulders. And you'll notice a backpacker that's carrying a serious heavy load is never walking slouched forward. They're
No.
always walking rather upright
Pretty upright.
because they've got that properly fitted.
Yep. Well, we wanted to talk about some other things this morning besides the lumbar cushion.
Absolutely. While I'm refilling my coffee here, we need to talk about the Wheels and Wings Air Show coming up this Saturday at Osceola. And I will tell you, I am so excited and so proud of this event. I'm a volunteer, and everybody that helps put this program on is a volunteer.
Yeah.
We start out in the morning with a pancake breakfast. The cars start rolling in. Everything happens at the airport. The cars for the car show, and this is a highly competitive and highly judged car show.
Okay.
And we're expecting some 700 or 800 cars just in the categories
No
that get
kidding.
judged alone.
Wow.
And so they start rolling in. It's about, they pay a minor registration fee to be part of that, but of course they're earning trophies and all that.
Sure.
So you'll see your favorite car from when you were a kid, no matter what age you are, will be there.
Yep.
And a fine example of it at that.
Yeah.
The airplanes start rolling in. The first thing that happens about 8 in the morning is we have some big airplanes. Some of the big old warbirds come on. They're going to make a lot of noise and smoke over town, and then they come in and land, and the pilots that own those antique warbirds will be standing around signing autographs and pictures and stuff and handing those out to the kids.
Yeah.
At about 11 o'clock, exactly at 11 o'clock, exactly at 11
Okay.
o'clock, the skydivers come out of the airplane
Yes.
from high above the Osceola airport.
Yeah.
As their chutes blossom, so drops the American flag, and this American flag that will be attached to this young man's leg is the size of the big flag at Perkins. So
No
he'll be coming
kidding.
down. He'll be coming down wearing this flag, and it's hanging down. And the aerobatic planes that will be performing the aerobatic show
Yeah.
will be circling them with smoke on. There'll be several other skydivers circling as well with streamers. It's going to be a fantastic opening. This is the best opening we've ever had for our air show.
Yeah.
Then we launch the first 2 airplanes for the air show, and these guys are professionals. And it's interesting the number of professionals that we have quite locally here. 2 of our best pilots come from New Richmond Airport, one from Menominee and one from over by Milwaukee. But these guys
Oh, wow.
are spectacular. They perform in some of the best air shows around.
Sure.
So they'll do that. That's all done by about 12:15.
Wow.
Now we take a short break, allow some of the local pilots to depart on the runway that want to head out,
Sure.
and then we have the time trials down the runway. So these
Ah,
guys
yeah.
in the hot rod, or you, Bob, can bring your grocery getter, and you can sign up for $25. And I saw that van out there. It looks like it's a hot rod.
It's a hot rod, yeah.
And,
Pretty hot.
for $25 you can line that baby up on the runway, and when you'll see the lights go from red to yellow to green. When it hits green, your time starts.
Yeah.
You put your foot in it. When you cross the quarter mile mark, you get your time at the quarter mile. You also get your highest speed at the quarter mile, and somewhere between there and the end of the runway, which is 1 mile long, you need to shut down before you go blowing off the end of the runway. And we will give you a certificate at the end that tells what what the speed was.
Okay.
That is what the biggest draw is. We expect to have in excess of 8,000 people at this air show.
No kidding.
So
wow.
3 years ago,
So before we go further, what's the population of Osceola?
the population is 2,500 people.
All right, so you're gonna 4 times what that normally is.
Yes, and last year,
Wow.
so 2 years ago was the first time we brought the cars to the airport. Prior to that, this was a small town, sleepy little fly-in breakfast that only the pilots knew about.
Okay.
2 years ago, we brought the cars to the airport. There had been a car show in town in the industrial park. We
Yeah.
brought the cars up. We dreamed up these time trials. And the second year, we were so busy last year, we had traffic backed up all the way across the bridge into Minnesota.
Whoa.
So Osceola is located just south of Taylor's Falls, and we have our own bridge, right?
Yep.
So they were across the bridge all the way into Minnesota.
Wow.
This year, we put a substantial investment into our traffic management plan.
I was going to say that haven't made the police real happy.
Oh, well, we got a lot of help from the police, the
I'm
Department of Transportation, the city offices, the chamber. Everybody's participated in this whole deal, and we are real excited. We'll be moving that traffic through quite nicely.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, boy, if you're coming, you better come early. And your radio station's going to be broadcasting
Yes, we are.
live.
Yep.
Right from the air show. So if you
Right.
can't come, you can listen to the whole thing
I
live.
tell you what, when those planes start roaring around up there, that may be all you hear on the radio.
Well, that'll be
But
exciting.
that'll be exciting. Yeah.
We've got a
absolutely.
spectacular air show announcer. If you can't be there, I mean, this guy paints word pictures you can't believe. So if you can't be there, you can hear it on the radio.
On the radio.
And the drag race part of it will
Yeah.
also be broadcast.
Wow. Yeah, it's a big event, and this has been going on for how long? Do you know?
I have no idea how many years, but it's only been this will be the third year that
Third
it's
year
of
of
this
this.
dramatically bigger magnitude.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what's exciting. Because of the sequester, all the big air shows that had the
Huh.
Thunderbirds and the Blue Angels.
Yeah.
So that's the one at Eau Claire, La Crosse, Duluth, and St.
Awesome,
Cloud.
maybe, or St.
Those
Cloud.
were all canceled because the
Yeah.
Blue Angels couldn't come.
Yeah.
Our air show, we've only had the more popular smaller airplanes,
Sure.
which fly in much closer. They're still very spectacular to
Oh,
watch,
I'll say.
and we're the only big air show in the area
Wow.
for the whole year, and probably next year as well. And so we expect a bigger crowd than we've
Sure.
ever had.
I was
We've
gonna
got
just
lots
ask
of
you.
food available, lots of interesting things to
Well,
do.
and you got other stuff besides the air show and the cars, because as I understand it, there's flea markets, there's all kinds of stuff going on in the downtown area.
Oh, in the downtown area by the mill pond, there's
Yeah.
there's a whole flea market going on down there with crafts and all
Yeah.
that. Then further in town, we have a community fair that goes on throughout the evening. There'll be tractor pulls.
And to top it all off, you have a shuttle service, so you can go back and forth.
Absolutely, absolutely, nice shuttle
Wonderful.
service. But I'll tell you, if last year is any indication, you want to be there early because boy, we sure packed in a crowd.
Yeah, maybe you'll get 10,000 this year.
Might be. And if anybody's looking for me, I'm the official air boss.
Oh,
And so we have a control tower at Osceola.
yeah.
It's we call it the Osceola International Control Tower, and what it is it's a very large deer stand, right? Well, we only have a certain budget, you know.
Yeah, I
and so-
understand. I
So
understand.
it's the FAA and me standing up on the top of this deer stand. You'll spot me. I'm the only guy with a full curl handlebar mustache that you'll see in town.
There you go.
So if you heard this on the radio, please walk up and introduce yourself and tell me you heard it on the radio.
Absolutely.
I'd love to know that.
All right. Thanks a lot, Phil.
Thank you.
And have fun at Wheels and Wings.
We will, and I hope to see you there.
Well, we hope so too. I got to be here, though. We're going to broadcast. I got to run this end.
Oh, there you go.
So there you are. Anyway, I'll listen to it.
All righty.
Phil Mattison from Core Products International of Osceola.